Hello, in today's CATIA tutorial, we're going to try something just a little new. I went on GrabCAD just to get some inspiration for some example parts and assemblies that I could use. Um, I could very much use this. This is just provided on the GrabCAD community website for free, but I'm not going to use the files. I'm just going to use it for inspiration. I'll just visually follow it, even though I do have access to SolidWorks on my laptop. I don't want to open it over there. I'm on my PC right now. I am just feeling too lazy. Uh, Plus, it would probably be a bit more tedious to actually get each of these measurements and follow it down to an exact science. So, sort of hoping for the best and winging my way here. Let's see how well it goes. All right, I'm going to start off by telling you the difference between 3D part and physical product. By general CAD terminology, this is a part and this is a assembly. So we could do two ways. We could start with parts and do it individually, and then as a final step, assemble all the parts in a assembly, I guess product in this case is what CATIA calls it, at the very end. But I think I sort of want to create the assembly product first, just to show you that I can do that as well. We have some options here. This is basically just your options for inserting new things. This is for importing existing things. And this, I believe, should be for duplicating and inserting, as you can read over there. Let's try inserting not a new product, that would be basically inserting it as a subassembly. It should be a new 3D part. And right now, it doesn't do anything, but we could see at the prompt below, it says, select insertion component in which the addition will be performed. That's just a really weird way to put, basically, select where you want to put this in. I just double click the assembly. So basically you're putting this part into a assembly here. So let me choose what I want to start off with. It seems to be consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there anything after this? Yeah, 5, 6 parts. So what I plan to do is model out 6 of these parts in the part design workbench and then assemble them all together. But I'm probably going to start the design steps of each of those parts within this assembly. But not necessarily modeling them in context, and I'll go into what I mean by that. Um, right now, I'm just sort of thinking, which parts do I want to start off with? Okay, I figure I'll just start off with the top part with these little heat fins, because that will probably be the one of the main fixed parts. So I'll start off either with this bottom or this top part right here, and I'm sort of just trying to figure out how I should do that. You know what? Okay, let's just get started. I'm going to make the origin probably the center of where I'm going to put that, the shaft. That seems like a good locating feature. So everything will sort of revolve around that. So I'm going to do it, try to be organized here, and I'll put this as, I'll put one as sketches. I'll put another geometrical set as reference elements. And in my reference elements, I sort of want to create a point and just label it as, I don't know, I guess the rotation, point of rotation. And just in case I need it later on, I will put one here as well. I'll put it as, doesn't really matter, say 50. Let's say that's my axis of rotation for the shaft in the middle here, about which the piston will move up and down and pivot on. Yeah, that looks fair enough. And then I will go into my sketches, start doing, and I'll start blocking off my shapes, right? So my workflow will go as follows. I block off the shapes. I make, bigger to smaller cutouts in that order. And then I do my finishing touches, whatever it's, whether it's filleting, chamfering, drafting, and more detailed, right? So you want to go from more blocky and coarse to more detailed. I think that just intuitively makes sense. So I'll block out this general straight plus curve shape. And I guess this is basically like a cross-sectional cutout, and in real life it wouldn't be, but we'll make the part as if it is cut out. In other words, I was thinking I could also make the full part and then do a section view of that, but I think it could also be a learning experience to make these cutouts the way they see, the way we see them. And you know what? I think I will make it concentric. I'll make this to a construction element, but then at the same time make an arc here. Oh, I selected the wrong points. It was a wrong sequence. Right? Okay, it already makes it coincident with that circle. So I think that's good. I just need to sort of make it at least, somewhat look like what we see over there. I think it looks a little bit fatter. Yeah, that's fine to me. I think there was a projected line somewhere there. I just deleted that. And you know what? Yeah, let's actually define these. So I'll actually define this and the other arc circle will naturally follow because it's coincident. This looks like it's somewhat in the right place. No, don't need to scale that. This also looks like it's somewhat in the right place, right? And we are ISO constrained here, so we are good to go. We could path this up, but what I actually want to do is create a new body. And then, yeah, body inset's fine. Properties, I'll rename this to be main extrusion. Or I could say it's I'll follow the terminology of what CATIA uses, and then I'll add this. Oops, I'll add this the main pad to the part body. Good. And in this, now that I'm in here, and that's underlined, then I will create that pad. And I sort of want to make it. I still want to make my default plane sort of a neutral, so I'll go even pad both ways. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay. And then I want to make my cutouts. Okay. Here's what we can do. We can add another body. I will go up to the topmost body, add a body there, and then add a sketch in my sketches set. And I'll do it off of this main plane, this default plane. Create a circle. I'm going to say that looks about right. Let's make the radius good, even number. Although that's the outer diameter, I might make it just slightly bigger. And then a line that sort of bisects this, so then I could trim off that piece. Yeah, I think that looks good. Exit. I'll go into this body and then add this to the part body. Oh, whoops, that should have been in this. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't move around it doesn't break anything. I just forgot to go into this pad before, or go into this body set before I made the pad there. Yeah, same thing here, define an work object, and then pad that up. Yeah, I'll set that equal. Let's say 30. I think that's fine. And once I go back to the topmost, then it should be combined, right? And then I could shell this out with, let's say, a thickness of 2. But that's not exactly how they want it. Yeah, and it also looks a lot thicker. That's fine. I could go back, remove these spaces as well. Again, it doesn't look that proportional, but I think we sort of got the gist of it. I'll make the shell just a little bit thicker. Yeah. Um, Disclaimer, I'm sort of expecting that I'll probably have some part interferences throughout the range of motion of the piston, but again, I'm not following any exact measurements, and I'm fine with that for now because this is just showing how to do it in CATIA, right? What I like about this is that I could probably go back in here and change some dimensions. I actually want to sort of make this a little wider. It looks a little narrow. I'll change it in the pad here, make the dimensions equal, maybe go up like 30. And then the pad here should also go up by another 10. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. Okay, what we can do now that we have that part over there, is I probably want to make this, make that top part